What's going on, everybody? I've been in here working on this, but we're going to start the intro after I've started to work. So we're together. It's Monday night. We got a little time on our hands, and we're going to insert the heart into the patient.
Super excited for this.
Yeah.
I've been at work all weekend. I was super tired. Me and Sammy did a whole lot of fun stuff today, and then now we're gonna knock this out, go have some dinner, and watch the football game.
So this is basic. I use the word hot rodding loosely, but this is basic hot rodding. This would be something that we can work on. She can learn, and then go from there. But
Did you tell him where we got these yet?
that's in the video.
Okay.
Yeah, I told him that the intake we had for sale, and everyone told me that it was worthless. And I had 90 on it, but I was willing to take 75. And then the valve covers we bought at a different swap meet for $4.
$4.
We'll have to buy some breathers for that other side. These are like circle track cars, but whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How cool is that?
Yeah. So
Never pass up a $4 purchase.
yeah. So we might paint the motor eventually and stuff, but right now we're not worried about that. If you paint the motor right now, since it hasn't run in 20-some years, the paint will fall off as soon as it gets warm. So we're not worried about that. So some of the stuff I did show, you may not be able to see, but I got the motor mounts ready to go. We're using stock GM motor mounts out of the motorhome. It's more parts that I didn't buy. I had a little bit of 1/4-inch plate steel laying around, and I made some brackets that the lower GM mounts bolt to. So when those rubbers go bad or if they wear out, we can replace them. But once I get it in here and get those 1/4-inch steel plates welded in with some risers, it'll be good forever. More horsepower, bigger motor, 454, fits in the same spot. So really, you can't go wrong. This is basic, what anyone can do.
And we're doing it on a budget, so that's cool.
So really the only money we've spent so far, I know people don't have motorhomes sitting around, but there's people willing to get rid of motorhomes. Trust me, and if you're willing to do the work, you can get all these parts too. But like $3,000 for a truck with a clean title. So someone did $3,000 worth of work to it.
Yeah.
It may not look like it, but the sandblasting and just it being clean, it's clean. We don't have to
it's really
we don't have to do any demo work or get dirty. Everything that this truck in this condition, sandblasted and primered, even with rust showing, it's showing. We don't have to find it.
It's good.
If you look at it that way, it's a win-win.
Definitely.
So she'll grab the camera and we'll just start jacking up. I'll get it up in there and get the floor jack under. We may not get it in tonight, but this stuff should hold it. And then we can start getting it in there and leveled up. And
Just moving forward.
we'll probably have to pull the pedal. I will probably pull the pedals out, but I do not want to take that steering box out because if it's not broke, don't fix it type thing.
Yeah.
And I know it's not the greatest thing, but it will work. So if we got to take it out, that'll be a setback.
And coming up this weekend, Saturday, we're heading to PRI. So if you guys are going to be there, Indianapolis, Saturday, we'll see you there.
Yeah, buy us lunch.
We'll be doing some filming for sure, so we'll get you guys an inside view of what goes on at PRI.
Yeah, this will probably be the first and only year we get to walk around much at PRI. I'm sure they'll have us in 2 or 3 booths next year. So,
Yeah, for sure.
Think big. Anyways, let's see what we can do.
All right, let's get on this.
What's going on, everybody? It's Tim. It's Sunday night. No one's around but me, so it's time to dive in. I got some stuff here for the little small block. I got intake gaskets, got valve cover gaskets, got some spark plugs. Tonight we're going to try to get the intake back on it. I got to clean it up. Got to take a whiz wheel to it, get this cleaned up, and then set some silicone on the rails, clean that up, and bolt the intake down, get my lift plate on there, and then start getting it up in there, getting it ready to go into the truck. So that's the next step. And follow along. We'll see. I've never put a small block Chevy in a 40 Chevy like this. I was just looking at it, what's going to be in my way and what's not. But let's start moving along. You never know till you know. You know? Alright, got the intake all cleaned up. We'll move down here to the engine. Alright, got my Felpro gaskets, top side up, top side up. Pretty simple. Everybody normally just runs a goop along the edge here, but I'm going to try to use these end pieces because they sent them and they got little dowels that go down in there and I like them. I've never had a bad experience with them. I'll show you what I do. There's really, I mean, if Felpro thinks they work, Tim Miller thinks they work. I can tell you that much. So I put them in there like that. All right. Now they sent one that didn't have holes in case your block don't have holes, but my block has holes. So I'm going to use them. Then I got the good stuff here, the Ultra Black. All I do is I put some on the ends, glue them together. Really, I just let the gasket do the work. I know everybody's got their own ideas, but what I use, what I know works. Put it in the little tabs there. Same with this. There's little tabs in the rubber. Drop them down in there. Bolt holes are lining up pretty good. Spread the extra back over a little bit. When I was young, I used way too much sealant. Then I realized that if you bought the right gaskets, you'd be all right. We're just putting some silicone in there at that transition. She looks pretty clean in there. Let me go find some bolts. Got the intake cleaned up. Mating surface is shined up. We grab some tools. Nothing better than that feeling bolting that first aluminum intake on, boys. This ain't my first, but it would be yours if you was out there doing something and you've never done it before. Feels good, man. I took this intake to a swap meet. Had it up for sale for 90 bucks and then 75 bucks. Everybody told me I was crazy. That was too much money. I sold one. I need another bolt. I got about 40 pounds of torque in that arm. Trust me. When I was a kid, I grew up doing demolition derby. There were some guys living in the campground, and they was doing demolition derby stuff. They were novices, but it captivated me. The loud engines and crashed and stuff, so I started building derby cars at my mom and dad's barn. And I did that for a couple of years, and that was fun. That was good wrenching experience. Taught me how to work on junk. Basically this right here, this is derby car knowledge right here. All right, intake is on. Well, they're fine thread. Nope, I got some. They tried to trick me with the fine thread. Looky there, old Tim had some. Gotta wake up earlier in the day than that. But, yep. Look at that old fine thread Tim right there. Don't know what's wrong with this one. I gotta put that distributor back in before something bad happens. It's laying right over there. I'm gonna put it in next. Lucky for me, we got a dual bowl pattern carburetor. So, don't be an idiot. I rounded that off. Got my new gasket on the bottom. Came with the intake kit. I know I was pointing straight across, number one, or straight forward. Got to turn the push rod a little bit. That's where she was. I never heard it run, so I don't know if that's right, but that's where we're putting it. All right, here's what we got. Always keep your eye open. We were at a scrap swap meet one time, walking through there, and guy had these valve covers for sale for $4. This one down here's even got the tag on it. $4. I've never seen a pair of $4 valve covers in my life. So I jumped all over them. Now look, they're gonna look good on here. And if she decides she wants to paint them, she can paint them. Put that side on there. Some nice Velcro gaskets. Snug on these because you don't want to distort the valve cover. All right, well, that's a lot of progress. All right, now we can lift with it, get it up, turn it in, drop it in. There's a cross member I'm gonna have to take out. I can already tell I'm gonna have to cut that out. That's gonna kind of be a horrible job, but that's gonna come out. And then before I do anything, then we can set it in there and see what happens and see how she fits. Once we get it in there, I got motor mounts. We'll weld up to it and make our own motor mounts because it's always going to have a Chevy motor in it. Get it back as close to firewall as I can with distributor clearance, and we'll go from there. I've seen 350s. This truck has straight 6 in it from the factory, so V8 will fit where that fit. Relatively easy. They're still tight, but there's room. So I still haven't heard it run. I want to get it up, get it in the truck, and fire it up, see what's happening. I got a carburetor and stuff. We'll be able to get it going. Get it in there, get the starter on it, start running starter wires, find a place to put the battery, and then go from there. But baby steps turns you into an adult. So tomorrow we'll get back on it, we'll pick it, put it in. It's about 9:30 now, Sunday night, so I might go relax for a little bit and then hit it hard in the morning, get it back in there, and I'll show you how I do it. So thanks for watching. Making some motor mounts, man. This is for that. Figured I'd bust these out because this is boring. But I was filming. But I was also jamming to gangster rap. What'd you think?
I love it.
You ever get on music kicks?
Yeah.
Like earlier I was listening to Sawyer Brown.
Oh, wow.
Some girls do.
Yeah.
Some girls do.
Yeah.
You know?
I do.
Bobby Jean's Getting Down Tonight. Which one is it?
Isn't it Betty?
Betty
Lou.
Betty Lou's Getting Down Tonight.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting down to.
I like that.
My least favorite thing to do.
Drill hole.
Drill holes.
Yeah.
Not all holes. Come over here, assistant. It drills a lot better with lube. Occasionally give me a lot comes out, so just every once in a while.
Tell me when.
You'll know. You'll see when it starts drying up. Slower.
Oh, slower?
Yeah. That'll burn you. Give her a little. The bigger the chunk, the better it's drilling. Watch your good shoes, man. Back up.
Oh, they're fine. I'm watching it.
Those are big ones,
Watch
man.
what you're doing.
Betty
Don't
Lou's
worry about me. You watch
got
what
white
you're doing.
shoes on.
Well,
All right, hold on. Break on through to the other side. You're good. Break on through. It makes a hell of a mess, but it's the best way. You go to like a machine shop and they got big mills, they're squirting lubricant the whole time. Really they call it coolant, but That's all you're doing there. Keeping the drill bit cool. I gotta spin it around, do one more. Now, there's 4 holes, but they only do 3 from the factory.
That's strange.
So I'm gonna do it too, I guess. Cause you know why? I hate drilling holes. I need a drill press, but most of the holes I drill are on vehicles, so it wouldn't do you any good. You awkward bastard. These little clamps here are awesome. I'll move before I go through. Yeah, dog. Not me in the eye.
No, I didn't.
God dang. It's hard on stuff when you do that to them, you know?
I know.
It's even harder when you use them for a hammer. Come on. Right on the edge of my table. Oh yeah. You know how many drill bits I would have saved if you'd been around?
Yeah. You just saved a lot of trouble in your life if I'd have been around.
Oh, dang. If we are urban cowboy, are you sissy or are you that city one?
Oh, I'm definitely sissy.
Sissy though, she was kind of dumb, but
Wow.
she'd wanted a little hillbilly, but she was real old Bud. And then Bud slapped her. Can't go around slapping them, Bud.
No, but
Then she got that convict. I like that movie.
she just made some bad decisions.
That's one of those movies I'll sit there and watch. All right, you know what we're doing here?
Yeah, making motor milk.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
All right, what this is going to do is that's going to give us something to weld to. So now we'll weld these, and I know that when I took these off the frame, 2 bolts were on top and 1 was at the bottom. The reason I did that is because like the frame's missing right there,
Right.
but so that's overkill. And then once we get these in, pretty much any Chevy motor that we ever run, we'll bolt to these right here, big block, small block,
Perfect.
and that's why I went with the thicker plate, because once we get these babies in there, you know what Doc said in Back to the Future, don't you?
Say it,
He
Timmy.
said when this baby hits 85, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Yeah.
That's what we're going
Do you think that's gonna go 85? Not what I'm
for.
driving.
105.
Not what I'm driving.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like how Paul and Fabrat said everything will peel out.
Yeah,
Everything will also do 100.
it's true.
Every car will do 98. I was going to cut that out, but it was already loose. It's the kind of stuff that young hot rodders can do. There you go. Don't get under the engine stand, man.
I'm not anywhere near it, but I was putting in the corner over there. I didn't have
When I was a kid, I used to like to watch the Waltons, Don Boy and Mary Ellen and them.
Yeah.
Jim Bob was one of the younger kids. He liked the hot rod. And he had an old Model A or something, coupe. You know, and he was going to fix it up. And he had it out there and he had it jacked up with the little jack, but he didn't have no tree stump under it. And his dad come out and yelled at him, Jim Bob, get a stump under that car. They didn't have jack stands back then.
Yeah.
He had like an old bottle jack. And Jim Bob, kind of like my son would do me, blew his dad off. And then a few scenes later, Jim Bob was smashed under the car.
Oh, gosh.
He's like, Daddy, I learned my lesson, Daddy. And then later on that night, you know, they're all like, good night, Mary Ellen. Good night, Jim Bob. You know?
Well, yeah. That's what they did.
Maybe it's after Jim Bob didn't get killed. That was a weird noise. Oh! Calm down. I can already see that the pedals are going to be in the way for sure, which is okay. We're not going. Oh! All right. Here is our first problem.
Those bolts are hitting it. Okay. You got,
Who would have thought?
oh.
Who would have thought? This is a cherry picker that I borrowed from my dad that his stepbrother, half-brother gave me, who's passed away. But this is the biggest piece of crap cherry picker I've ever seen in my life. It's like a little baby one. Look at it. One time I had it jacked up to put the motor in this truck, and I had it in there and it wouldn't even reach in far enough to put a motor in a truck. So the only reason I'm explaining that stuff is because this is not new disappointment. Put some pictures on you folks under there. Yeah. It'll come back into play again, you watch. That pedal's definitely got to come out. Steering column may be alright. I think the only thing holding it is this. I gotta go under. This is new adventures right here. This is the first, you know?
Yeah.
Can't be negative about anything like this because, what's that? So that gear oil I about laid down in. That's hard on your couch. When you lay down in that and then go to your couch. Oh, got two lifts. Where am I? I thought the door was falling on me. Oh, that's a lot of rust. Getting nowhere like that. Oh. Take it apart. It's all one big deal.
Maybe the pedals come off.
No, they're all up in there one piece. So I don't know how they. I don't know. They've never had them off, obviously. There's a pin in here that's rusty. I thought I could just hammer through. That ain't working. Let's get in here and look. I mean, there's like 65 volts on it. Let's put that in there. Yeah. You give me a straight screwdriver out of. She said, "Yep." Nice dog. Got on the right. Should be a straight clear head over there. Yeah. Got to get the screw out. I might go drop it. Somebody's had it out. Well, you said eating. Eating some food, you said.
About what?
What was that?
I said I gotta make dinner.
What kind?
What do you want? I just went to grocery.
Don't know, man. Don't know, dog. I probably got to jerk that loose and it'll fall apart. A couple half inches. Oh my gosh. Need a 9/16 wrench, man. Can you get me one of those? Open a drawer, 9/16. Oh yeah, she picked the old snap on even. That's a Mac from Sabina. Did you know Mac started in Sabina?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, it did.
I used to know an old man that used to drive to Sabina and play poker.
Oh yeah.
I know about Sabina.
Is he any good at it?
Yeah, he won the nicest piece of land you ever did see on a poker game.
Uh-oh.
Then sold all the timbers off the land and built the most beautiful log cabin you've ever seen.
For real?
For real.
Gambling.
Yeah, and I used to cater his poker games that he'd host at his cabin once a month.
You should have sugar daddied him.
Oh, it was definitely one of my dad's friends, and I would definitely not do anything like that.
No, I just mean, need to be like a long lost grandchild, God
He's
kid.
dead. He died.
Should have got in on some of that money, is what I'm saying.
Can't do it.
Could have.
No, I know.
Should have used my dad's friend. That's just gonna go apart. No. Yeah. That was fucking 83 years ago.
It comes right out. Look at that.
Put these pieces back together of it. Even if we don't use them. Even if I change the pedals, I'd like to reuse the pedals.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They got a lot of character to them. Look, they're lower down.
I know, I love them.
That was wore down a lot. That's the old, how was it in there? It was in there like that.
Yeah.
The clutch pedals wore clean down, man. It sounded like brake on through when it went, doo-doo-doo, when it hit that. Did you hear it?
I didn't hear.
I've been
'Cause I
on-
was thinking, I can't believe he's just throwing crap around in my truck like
I
that.
didn't mean to once again. I thought it too. All right. This is gonna get our way next. And then I ain't gonna be able to get it out. Them bolts are gonna mess us up, man.
Can you just cut the bottoms of the bolts?
God, they're real annoying. Yeah,
I mean, that's what I was thinking in the first place.
that's what I gotta do right here.
Yeah.
That's all coming out. Those aren't the final. Somebody just put them in there. Get it rolling. See me rolling?
Yeah.
I'm making noise like that every time I bend over. I see Puddin do it. Puddin's real successful. So I'm thinking people will think I am.
Yeah.
I need some glasses. I hate things to slow down things, you know what I mean?
That's part of it, though, you know?
This is really slowing down things. Yeah, oh gosh. But they use like the crazy bolts. I imagine it's like 1950. Okay, so like these motors started coming out in 55, 265 did. 350s come out, I think, 69, 67. Imagine like guys doing this, the first guys that did this. You know, that's what I think. What fascinates me is chopping the top on a car, and I think like who was the first dude that bought him a new car and stepped back and was like,
That roof's too high.
this ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? Big 49 Mercury with all the trim. All chromed out. Maybe should recommend activity on the start.
I thought about it, but I thought he knows what he's doing.
I just have extra eyes. Get to a certain point, they get the transmission jack under it. We're inching closer.
I'm excited.
Down. Yeah, those biggest. Yeah. Get my little jack in line with my other jack so we hopefully roll together. Get that out of the way. I like to put my arm in the smash zone, you know, where if something bad happens, I watched this video of this lady, like, she's working in this factory and puts her arm in this press.
Oh, man.
And you ever watch something and then you're like, I shouldn't watch it, and then it traumatizes you?
Oh, yeah.
That did me. That poor lady smashed her arm, dude. She was gonna have to, her life changed hard that day.
That's terrible.
Real hard. We want the motor in there as low as we can go. As far back, ouch, as far back as we can go. Boy, that really hurt my knee. Well, give me a second. I completely knee rolled over an extension cord right there and just went followed through with it. It's got me the tingles. Dad, God, man. I got knee pads over there. Whoa! Big move. Too much. I mean, I can already tell it's going to fit. I knew the exhaust would be a problem, but we can do whatever we want as far as headers. Damn, that's going to be like... So I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and it's like everybody loves their grandpas, and everybody loves their grandmas, but around here it's like grandpa started a gun club in the campground, but that's really only just like skinning the surface of it.
Yeah.
So I was thinking the other day, like how I bounce around and got so much stuff going on. My grandma was the same way. Lower the transmission a little bit. My grandma, she maintenance this whole campground by herself. My grandpa was retired. I mean, he would mow the field and help with some electric work, but that's going to clear. I mean, that right there, look.
Yeah.
We're going to leave enough room to get a hand behind there, but it's going to clear that. And we're going to leave it straight action. So that really... And I want to keep the stock steering wheel look.
Yeah.
And the stock column. So I could lower the transmission down a little bit. So Grandma, she would mow, but she didn't even have good mowers. She would use like Cub Cadet riders. They wouldn't do a very good job, but she kept the place looking as good as she could. She was 5 foot tall and she did all the weed eating. Till somebody owed her money, then they would do some work. Whoa! I've got a hair trigger. Then we had a gun club, a trap shoot. And she had a reloader. And when she would pull that trigger, reloading like, it was a Western, it had like 8 bullets in it. And every time she pulled trigger, something would happen. And a completed bullet would fall out. And I would help her. I'd put them in boxes and stuff, box them up. She'd probably reload 1,000 rounds a week. She'd clean the bathrooms herself. We won't be able to get the valve covers off in case we're on the side of the road and something happens right here.
Yeah.
That's very important to me. So. I'll just look and see how much room you have. You always think you got more room than you really do, but you probably don't. But anyways, Grandma bounced around, but she got a lot done. We want enough room there to get a belt on, but we don't need any more room than that. The motor can't go no lower than that unless we cut that out. We don't want to cut that out. But once I make the motor mounts, it sucks, but we'll have to set the front end back on there just to get a visual. But they had straight 6s in them, but this water pump and stuff's pretty long. But there's other options on that. We're not going to have power steering. We're going to have an alternator, but we can mount it down low. Really, all I'm going to do is make something to go from there to there. Get it centered up. it look centered up to you?
No, it looks like it's to the right. Please come towards you. Still more. I think it looks good.
If it's in there, you want to be able to get the fuel pump off. Once this is your fuel pump, it's got a little arm in there, so you need to be able to get that off. We're going to keep this simple. Mechanical fuel pumps will last forever. Electric fuel pumps are alright, but mechanical fuel pump on a motor like this is all we need. There was this other guy that lived here years ago. He's dead. He was kind of a piece of crap, and everybody knew this guy was a piece of crap. But regardless, he was building this big block Chevy for an El Camino he had. He lived down by the covered bridge. And I guess the motor he had is, everybody was sitting around drinking beer or something. And this guy's big block Chevy was sitting there, his pride and joy that he'd been saving up parts for. And some local guy that's still alive, kind of an arrogant piece of crap, I guess he got grabbed a nut or a bolt and put down the intake when no one was looking.
Wow.
And like, motor blew up the first time he fired it up.
That's a real lowball thing to do.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Get under here and measure the transmission. Side to side. Yep. I do DDP yoga, really.
Yeah.
We're like 34 and a half, 34 and a quarter to the inside. Let's do this. 30 and a half, so it'd be 15 and a quarter. That's perfect. Transmission centered, so I'll have to make a cross member that goes across here. So I need to make a cross member 34 and a quarter. Need to make, that's I'll just make that out of something I got laying around. Clean all that up. And listen, the shit may not work once we get it running, but at least we'll have mounts made, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Even if it don't run or the transmission don't work, it's a turbo 350 with a 350 motor. We could just find another one and replace it. LSs have kind of taken over, but LSs would look stupid in this truck.
Yeah, I don't want that.
So we're gonna have to go junkyard scrounging and find a Toyota rear end. I don't think the frame's the same. Obviously, it has that big hairnet part on it.
Yeah, why is that there like that?
I don't know. Let's try it. There's probably something there. Exhaust or something. Well,
I think it looks real good.
that's where it goes, huh?
Yeah. Good job, Dave. Thanks.
This will come off. That'll come off. That'll clear. This is where it needs to go. Unless we set the front, what we'll do is we'll get it in there, set the front end on it, and if that sucks, then we gotta try the end of that. But I don't think you got to.
I don't think you have to be in there. I don't think you have to.
Arlen's got a 409 in his Ford Chevy. I messaged him and asked him about some stuff, but Arlen don't talk to me anymore. He got what he needed from me. Don't talk to me anymore. Movie stars to do that to you.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Looks good.
that dog. got some headers to throw in there just once we go to fire it up, but does a 350 fit and a 40 Chevy? Yes, it does. Is the exhaust going to work? No, it won't. So we'll figure that out. We will do fender well headers for like we'll just do fender well headers. We'll make our own, whatever we got to do. That's all there is to it. We'll run those if we got to. I don't care. But yep, that's it. Motor's in, sitting on its own. I got to get in there and finish welding everything, but it's in there. We'll make a cross member to go under each, from each motor mount. I'm going to connect them. I'm going to go down, across, and back up, tie that in, and give it some extra support so we can get on it, so you can floor it, not have to worry about it. But I like the way she's looking. Next step, grab the front end, put the front end on it, see if it fits, see what we're going to run into up front here. But radiator support bolts way up there, so we're going to have plenty of room. We'll probably run an electric fan. Just put a pulley on there, pulley on that, alternator, keep it simple. That's it. And then do a brake booster pedal. Probably make my own pedal. But yep, we're moving along on Jenny Junkin. Hey, we have a motor and transmission in it out of the motorhome that we didn't have before. So we're a lot farther than we was. Now I'm gonna go take a break.